And it's time for the first semi-final of the Big Lager Championship. Let's have a look at the table. So here we've got what is left of the table, and let's have a look at what the semi-finalists are and what they beat in the last round. So the first semi-finalist is the Madri, which beat the Carlsberg Export in the quarter-finals. And then it's up against the Red Stripe, which took on the Stella Artois and beat it. In the bottom half, we've got the Champignols is still in it after beating the Rossini, and finishing up with the bottom slot was the Sabor that ended up beating the Birra Mapelli. So what can I say? We are now reaching the final stages eventually. Wow. Never thought this championship would ever end. I need a bit of water. I'm absolutely... My throat's as dry as a bone. What can I say? Here we are, semi-final stage. Nothing to do but introduce you to the beers that are going to be up against each other. First of all, we have got the Madri. The Madri that basically is the first one. The first semi-finalists. What else can I say? Madri, we all know Madri. I didn't think it would get this far, but it did. A beer that I did think would get this far, the Red Stripe, which Jamaican lager beer. Both of these are pint cans. Let's have a little look at them. So this is a pint can. It is 4.6% ABV, and it is Madri, and apparently it's exceptional. Well, let's have a see how exceptional it is today. On this side, we've got the Red Stripe, again, pint can, 4.7% ABV. Not much more I can say about these two beers. I might as well stop waffling, and we'll get them into glasses, and we'll get the taste test underway. Okay, beer's poured, and what can I say? A decent pour this time, because I asked for a decent pour. It's a semi-final. Let's have a decent go on these two beers. What can I say? Similar sized head. This one poured a little bit bigger than this one did, a little bit fluffier. Before we go any further, let's tell you which one is which. So this is which one is which. Okay, so that was which one was which. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at them. So, looking at the beers, so this one has got a lot more amber in the colour than this one. They're both nice and clear. This one is a pale straw colour. This one's an amber colour. If that doesn't give away which one's which, I don't know what does. Anyway, let's get a little nose. Get the nose on this one first of all. So, here we go. So, yeah, so we're getting malt on the nose there. A little bit syrupy, it's a little bit bready. A little bit of orange. Smells alright, that, to be honest. Smells alright. Let's try this one now. That one smells different. Smells a little bit of citrus in there. A bit grassy. A bit smoky. Interesting nose on it. Interesting nose. I spilt it all over my pants. Yeah, it's got a bit of smokiness to it. It's got not a lot of malt in the smell. It's got don't know what else to say really. A little bit fruity, I think, in the smell there. Very, very interesting. Yeah, it's a different smell, that. Which, you know, considering which one it is, essentially, that you do get that from there. It's going to be very hard at this stage now, I think, to not know which one's which. I've drank these beers so much. Anyway. But I'm going to be as objective as possible and just say which one I think is better. Anyway, so let's try this one first. Cheers. Yeah, so it's... Hang on, let's hold on for the aftertaste. So it's got a bit of bitterness to it. There's a little bit of maltiness. Nice bit of an aftertaste. It's not bad. It's got lots of pleasant flavours to it. They're all fairly well in balance. There's a bit of bitterness. It's quite nice. It is quite nice, actually. Got a little bit of syrupy sweetness there. Not too much. Flavours are possibly a little bit muted, but you don't really want it hit you in the face with flavour, really. It's just a light lager, just to drink in the sun. But it's definitely got flavour. It's got bitterness. There's a bit of maltiness. It's fairly smooth. It's pleasant enough to drink. Let's try this one now. Cheers. So that's certainly lighter in flavour than this one. That's got quite a nice aftertaste. A little bit wafery. And the aftertaste slightly creamy. Not much bitterness to it. Although a little bit up front. It's going to be a hard one, this. I've got to say, it is going to be a hard one. They're both quite nice. They're both quite nice. Neither of them are amazing, but they're both quite nice. For your standard lagers that you just buy in 4-packs from the supermarket, I'd say both of these are worth the money that you pay for them. This one's not as refreshing as I would like it to be. But it's nice and smooth and creamy and fairly tasty. That one has got the maltiness. There's a bit more flavour to this one. It has got a lovely aftertaste. I don't know. It's not as smooth. It is quite fizzy. This one is smoother than that one. And what does with this beer, the smoothness is something that's really kept this going through. I mean, I think that smoothness in a lager is something that is... I wouldn't say it's a rare thing, but it's a very good thing to have. And I think it makes a lager just a lot better than some of the other beers. The flavour it has is nice. It is refreshing, to be honest. It's more refreshing if you don't hold it in your mouth for ages. I am liking that aftertaste. They've both got a lovely little aftertaste. I've said this before, but this one has quite a unique... I know you can't say quite unique, but I'm saying it anyway. It's got quite a unique flavour to it. Quite a special flavour to it. But to be honest, it's not too bad. This one, wow, this is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard one to do. I'm trying to think. I do like the smoothness of this one. They've both got... So aftertaste, they're both winning points in aftertaste. I think they've both got a similar amount of aftertaste. This one's smoother. This one's got a bit more flavour. It's got more malt in it. I think cleanliness is another thing that we need to think about. So refreshing, I'd say they're both equally refreshing. This is a bit more bitter. Let's think about... While this is nice, I think it could be a little bit better considering what it's trying to be. I think there are better kind of, let's say, Spanish style lagers that have been knocked out already in the championship than this one. That's one thing to say. Whereas this one, I'd say the closest thing in flavour to this one would be maybe the Carlsberg Export, but this one's way better. And it's nice and smooth. I really don't know. It's a really hard one, this. I want to put this one through. But I want to put this one through. Especially knowing what they are. Because let's face it, I do know what they are. I'm getting a bit more sick of this one than I am of this one. Yeah, this one. If you don't go in too hard, like trying to figure out what kind of flavours are there, this has got a nice level of sweetness. It's got a tiny bit of bitterness on the arrival. It's got a nice bit of aftertaste. It's fairly refreshing. It's smooth. I think it ticks all the boxes for me. That does tick all the boxes. Unless you're being nitpicky, you're holding it around in your mouth, and you're really searching for flavours, I would say it's not particularly complex when it comes to lagers. But just as a lager to drink, I do love that. It's got a lovely level of sweetness to it. Just the right amount of sweetness for me, this. It's not too sweet. And it just makes it very pleasant to drink. And that's it. It's incredibly pleasant. All the way through the championship, it's been a strong contender. Because while it's not been amazing, it's been a very pleasant drink. And it's one that I've enjoyed every single time I've drank it. This one, on the other hand, it still tries to be quite a big hitter, I think. It's giving me quite a bit of malt. It is giving me bitterness. It's giving me more bitterness. It is so much better than I thought it was. It is better than I thought it was going to be. It did better than I thought it was going to. But this one would make for a more interesting final, because you've got your Champignons and your Sabor, which I couldn't tell the difference between. Anyway, I could have when I was doing the quarterfinals. So that'd be interesting. So whichever of those two, a big full flavoured beer with quite a bit of malt really would make it to the final. If I put it up against another beer with quite a bit of malt, then that would be an interesting taste test, especially whether I knew which was which. But by the same token, I don't see this beating either of those. This one, being a slightly different style of beer, it could take it. And while the flavours are more in the background and a little bit more subtle, and I've got to make the decision soon, I'll tell you what, let's have no third part to this. So I'm just going to grab the cans, they're in the fridge. Right, there's no way, that's definitely the Madri. There's no way that's not. I don't even have to ask. So I'm just going to do this as a two-parter. So we're not going to go away and come back. I'm just going to finish this off now. We've got the Red Stripe, we've got the Madri. It is going to just be down to which one I would rather drink. So I'm going to live with these for a little bit longer because I don't want to be rash. I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush into being rash with these things. I've nearly drank a pint each of these. So it kind of says that they're both decent. But yeah, I definitely know this is this way around, definitely, 100%. But I knew that from the colour of them, let's face it. So let's have a think. So you can tell by the bubbles as well, this is smoother. It's got more densely packed bubbles. These are slightly bigger. What can I say? So yeah, Red Stripe, Madri. Let's live with these a tiny bit longer. Just before I make my final decision. I mean, because things like Red Stripe, I called Red Stripe almost at the beginning to go a long way through the championship. I don't want to feel like I'm being swayed by the fact I know it's Red Stripe and I know I've always enjoyed it. Madri is massive underdog because the first time I tried this, I was very rude about it. I've since said, you know what, it's not that bad. It's quite a nice beer. I would certainly choose it over a lot of things at the at the pub or at the supermarket or whatever. I'd definitely choose it over things like Stella and even things like Holsten Pils and stuff. And I'm really enjoying this, actually. It's got a nice level of bitterness, which stops the sweetness being too overpowering. But it is quite fizzy. Oh, that's nice aftertaste though. It's got a nice aftertaste. I'm very tempted to get Madri in the final there. But the red stripe different. There's something not quite earthy, but something kind of. I say kind of like petrol-y at one point, but it's almost like more smoky and outdoorsy about the red stripe, which I do like about it. It's got something that's really kind of different. And while it's not ridiculously complex, it is giving me a little something in the flavour that none of the other lagers of this style do. Because you've got your multi-lagers like your Madri and all the San Martin, also the San Miguel rip-offs and Cruz Campo and things like that. And they're all giving us loads of malt. And then you've got these lighter ones like your Red Stripe and your Carlsberg Export, and I know there are others, I just can't think of Holston Pills, I suppose, things like that, which are all lighter, and Birra Mapelli and the Italian style lagers and things like that. And I think this is different. You've got a reason to drink this over all the others. The Italian lagers, I'd say, they're all very similar. They're all borderline the same. If you're going for an Italian lager, I'd definitely say either Rossini or Birra Mapelli. That's your two. They are by far, I think, the best Italian lagers you can buy at the supermarket. If you go in Spanish style lager, I'll say Madri. I'll say it now. I'll say Madri. I'll still say Cruz Campo, even though it didn't get very far. I'd definitely say Sabor. I mean, Grande, I'd say as well. Grande was, some of the Spanish lagers are very nice, I would say, really. That San Marcos wasn't a massive fan of, but I'd say most of the other Spanish style lagers, oh yes, they're nice. Is Madri the best of them all? I don't think so. So if I was keeping Madri in, I'd really only be keeping it in to make the final more interesting. If the red stripe went into the final, then I was intending on doing the final blind. But the red stripe, I would definitely know which one's which. Whether it was up against the Champignons or the Sabor. Be interested if Sabor and Madri ended up being the final, but that would be strange. But I honestly don't know. But I've got to make a decision. I can't sit here all day deciding which one is better. So let's have a little think then. So, red stripe. Let's have another go. Madri, let's have a go. Oh, it's so hard. That if this was smoother, then it'd be a slam dunk. This would be through. But it's that gassiness is not great. But it does have a better aftertaste. Let's have a bit more red stripe in here. That sweetness is near the end as well, though. It's just, oh, it's really tasty, that. So, here we go. Really, it doesn't matter which one I put throughout these two. They're both very good, and they're both very closely matched. Yeah, there's a bit of bitterness in there as well. Right, here we go. I'm just going to do it. The red stripe's going through. That's my final decision. Red stripe going through. Madri, so close. So unbelievably close. Might put this in a whatever it's called. Yeah, I can't remember the word now. The playoff. I might put it in a playoff against one of the others. Because it's really good. But the red stripe, it's just so smooth, it's so drinkable, it's tasty, it's got a lovely level of sweetness to it. It's a worthy finalist. I know I called it ages ago, but it's a worthy finalist, it really is. They're both worthy finalists, and this is the way it's going to go. So Red Stripe is going into the final against either the Champignons or the Sabor. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long to find out which one it is. I'll say now that I'm intending to get this whole thing done by the end of the year. So New Year's Eve will be the final. There we go. There's my thing. And, the way I'm recording this, I'll tell you now, I'm recording this on Boxing Day. So I do have time to get the other two things done before New Year's Eve. So there we go. Red Stripe is the first beer through to the final. Thank you for bearing with me while I was trying to decide between those beers. Done. Let's not waste any more of your time. Till next time, have a good one.